There's a place I go to.
It seemed that, from what I could tell, most people were providing their kids somewhere between 8 and 15 gifts. So I guess if you average that out to, just 10, that's over 1,000 gifts that were provided from our student body, which is pretty impressive. And I think there were probably about a dozen bicycles in all that were donated. Then we'll be able to have more children adopted through the cruise, but yeah, it'll get bigger and bigger and make it busier and busier for me, and that's a wonderful thing.
Mr. Shoemate, you want to say a couple last words?
So I don't know if we've talked about this at all before, but the town of South Congaree had a Stuff a Stocking program that existed for several years, and it was kind of fading out of existence, and they were wondering if they should stop it altogether because there wasn't anybody that was stepping up to handle it. So about that same time was when our accident happened and when Ella was killed. So we started to partner with them to help out and handle some kids here and there. So the first year before River Bluff got involved, we adopted about 10 kids just as the foundation. And then Lindsay Dooley suggested that River Bluff get involved. And the first year that River Bluff existed, I think it was 67, the number that we helped, or that River Bluff helped through our foundation. And that kind of breathed new life into the South Congaree Stuff a Stocking program. The town saw that and they wanted to rename it the Ella Stuff a Stocking program. And last year, I believe the school did, give or take, about 110. And this year, we did 117 children through River Bluff, through cruise, and then some people did one on their own, or various people took a child here or there and adopted them. So this year through the school, we did 117. And to give you an idea, outside of River Bluff High School, I think it's about 50 children that were adopted through the town or through other organizations. So that's kind of where we're at today.
We can tell each other secrets and remember how to love.
So we have, besides Ella, who was killed, we have 4 other children: a 13-year-old boy, 11-year-old boy, 6-year-old boy, and then our 3-year-old girl who you saw when we were picking up the presents. They all enjoy the process. And what they know is when we pick up the gifts from here, when we take them back to the town hall and we organize it so the families can come pick it up, that's when they get involved. And they think it's the funnest thing to be able to help organize the gifts, unload them from the U-Haul, and then when the families come to pick them up, they like to be there to be able to have just a little role in taking the presents into the cars and loading them up. So they think it's just a fun experience to be able to help have some role in providing those gifts for other people.
Awesome. We have Mr. Shoemate rejoining us here one last time. Mr. Shoemate, say hello.
Hello.
Awesome. How has this day gone?
Perfect. From everything I can tell, it's gone perfect. The truck is loaded up. You'll see pictures in a minute. It is massive. I don't know if we could fit many more presents in there. There are tons of bikes, really big bags just full of gifts, and all those are going to make children immensely happy on Christmas morning. So thank you so much for all that you've done.
Yes, very, very heartwarming experience to see all these crews, all these different kids of different ages and backgrounds bring all these presents to children who need them, who aren't in as fortunate situations as some of us are. It's very, very inspiring. How do you see this progressing in the future?
We hope to be able to, as often as there are kids out there that need help, we hope that we can help them.
So it's important to us, it's very important to us that we help kids who need help. We don't want to just be a source of free gifts. So people can't nominate themselves and say, I need help. It has to come from a third party. So typically we work with the schools who identify families that are genuinely in need. So after they make us aware of these families, then we contact them, give them the sheet, the info sheet that you guys see, and they get that back to us. And it's very important to us that we continue to monitor that process to make sure that the people who receive the gifts are genuinely in need. And every once in a while we'll find out that we have a sheet and the family isn't really in need. For instance, if they ask for, on their wish list, if there's just an Xbox, and we tell mom that that's kind of above and beyond what we can do, there happened one time where the mom said, then that's kind of all we want. And we said, well, we're probably not the program for you then, right? Because we want to make sure that every single child that gets helped on our list is a child who needs help and wouldn't have a Christmas if not for the presents that we provide.
If we have abilities, if we could fine-tune things and find ways to expand and help more kids, that would be wonderful. But for now, we have a lot of work to go do to take all these gifts, to organize them, and get ready for Friday and Saturday when the parents come and pick them up for their kids. So it's going to be an exciting, busy couple of days until then.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you so much.
Of course, Patrick.
Absolutely. It's been a fantastic experience here at Ellis Stuff Stocking once again. Every year it gets better, and I can't wait to see what happens next year.
The thing that's really special to my wife and I is that when we see what the good people at River Bluff provide, it helps us feel that our daughter's spirit is still alive and is still working through other people. Ella was the kind of person who I've told you guys before was always friendly to everybody. She never met somebody who wasn't her friend. Like one day we were walking through the store and there's a guy that was wearing an eye patch. In her mind, pirates wear eye patches. So she didn't think it wasn't politically correct to say anything about it. So she just said, "Are you a pirate?" And he kind of smiled and he laughed, and it was a very relaxed, fun atmosphere. The man knew that it was a 3-year-old girl who was asking this question, so he smiled and laughed, and we talked about it. So as a result, I was able to make a friend with the guy who was wearing an eye patch because my daughter saw him as a friend, even though she had never met him before. So similarly, you guys see these children as friends, even though you've never met each other. And a lot of people have wondered and asked how they can meet the children that they're helping. And I don't know how to make that happen. I'd like to do it, but I don't know how to do it. So until we're able to figure that out, I think you can think of any child that you see anywhere you go and think maybe that's the kid that you helped, and you can feel some kind of a connection maybe with that kid. And know for sure that there's some kid out there somewhere who needs help, who has a tough life, but you were able to provide some kind of happiness that they wouldn't have had otherwise.
This is Patrick DeMar, Mr. Shoemate right here with me, and I'm going to be signing off for the rest of the day. It's been fantastic working here, seeing all these fantastic things happen at River Bluff. Everybody make sure you have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and work hard, get smart, and do good.